morning leaders! How are you today everyone? Okay, I hope okay lang kayo dyan. Okay, so before anything else, let me introduce myself. I am Hazel Jane D. Golios, your reporter for today's discussion. So our topic for today is all about the Global Economics Associations, the WTO and Nafta. But before that, let us have first our lesson objectives. So our lesson objectives for today, at the end of the lesson, the students should be able to explain the purpose and function of WTO and NAFTA, analyze their benefits and challenges, discuss the balance between free trade and domestic protection. Okay, so before we dive into our discussion, let us have first our activity. So our activity is called the jumble word. So here's our direction for our activity. So look at the scramble word provided. Rearrange the jumble letters to form the correct word. So raise a hand if you want to answer, okay? Okay, let's start. Our first jumble word is this one. Okay, Miss Landero? Okay, correct. Very good. The answer for this jumble word is global. Okay, our next jumble word is this one. Okay, Miss Istabilio? Okay, correct. The answer for this one is economic. Thank you. Okay, the last jumble word is this one. Okay, Miss Barquilla? Okay, thank you. The answer for this last jumble word is association. So that's it everyone for our very short activity. Thank you for all your participation. So now, let us proceed to our discussion. So our topic for today is about the Global Economic Associations, the WTO and NAFTA. So what is WTO? So WTO, or the World Trade Organization, is an economic association that regulates and facilitates global trade between nations. It is made up of 162 countries around the world and was created with the goal of increasing free trade. So the WTO provides a framework for negotiating trade agreements and a dispute resolution process to enforce participants' adherence to WTO agreements, which are signed by the majority of the world's trading nation and ratified in their parliaments. So the organization's primary objective is to ensure that trade flows as smoothly, predictably, and freely as possible, enhancing economic growth and development worldwide. So it also aims to reduce trade barriers such as tariffs, quotas, and address other restrictive practices that impede international commerce. Okay? So, naintindihan class ang WTO? Okay, I guess naintindihan naman. So, countries therefore can buy and sell goods from one another without placing taxes on imports or tariffs. So, in addition, the tariffs are used to protect businesses and companies inside their country. So, this system class allows for a freer flow of goods and services across borders. So, in promoting international trade and economic cooperation. So, however, tariffs are sometimes used by countries to protect their domestic businesses and companies. By imposing taxes on imported goods, a country can make these goods more expensive compared to locally produced products. So, this can help protect emerging or vulnerable industries from foreign competition, allowing them to grow and become more competitive in the global market. Though good in nature, the WTO is not without criticism. So, in fact, a protest in Seattle at a 1999 WTO conference led to a major riot, as some said that WTO was more about helping large companies and corporations than it was about helping people. So, the opponents of the WTO claim that its policies often prioritize the interests of multinational corporations over those of workers, small businesses, and the environment. So they argue that the focus on free trade and the regulation can lead to job losses, wage suppressions, and poor working conditions and in some sectors as companies move operations to countries with labor cost. Okay, let's proceed to the another famous economic organization, which is the Nafta. The Nafta, or the North American Free Trade, is an economic treaty between the United States, the Canada, and Mexico, in which the three countries trade freely without taxing each other. So under Nafta class, the three nations agreed to eliminate tariffs and other trade barriers on goods and services traded between them. So this arrangement aimed to increase economic integration and cooperation, boost trade and investment, and promote economic growth across the region. So by reducing or eliminating tariffs, NAFTA made it easier and more cost-effective for businesses to export and import products within North America. So the NAFTA is not without critics either. So some American auto workers protested against NAFTA. Several car companies moved their factories to Mexico in search for cheaper labor. So NAFTA, same as WTO, represents challenge in America of keeping manufacturing factories. So critics argue that while NAFTA has facilitated trade and economic growth, it has also led to job losses in certain sectors, particularly in manufacturing. So many companies relocated their production facilities to Mexico to take advantage of lower labor costs. So this resulted in the closure of factories and the loss of jobs in the United States. So in summary class, the WTO, or the World Trade Organization, is an economic association consisting of 162 countries, established to regulate and facilitate global trade by promoting free trade and reducing tariffs. So despite its aim to enhance trade freedom, the WTO has faced criticism for allegedly prioritizing the interests of large corporations over those of individuals, exemplified by a major protest at its 1999 Seattle Conference. So, on the other hand, Nafta, or the North American Free Trade Agreement, is a treaty between the United States, the Canada, and Mexico that allows for tariff-free trade among these nations. However, it has also faced criticism, particularly from American auto workers, due to the relocation of manufacturing jobs to Mexico for cheaper labor. So, both the WTO and NAFTA highlight the ongoing challenges related to trade and manufacturing in the global economy. Okay? Okay, do you have any questions, class? Or clarifications? Okay, I guess none. So I have here quote that says, "In the interconnected global economy, the success of one nation can uplift many, but only if we tread with fairness and foresight." Okay, thank you for listening everyone. That's all for today and have a great day.